Hello, Zeospantera, the host of Z Reviews Inner Fetish. All the other channels I wish you would follow, including Z's second channel. Don't forget to check out the second channel. And I do IMs on the Inner Fetish channel. So, Moondrop. There's a FiiO on here because I promised I'd bring out the FiiO FT5 because we're talking about the Moondrop Para. This is the Para. That's the box art for the fucking Para. This is the Venus. I think the box art for the Venus is somewhere down here. Anyway, this was originally, I think, $600 or $700, and it was Moondrop's full-size, fuck you, planar headphone, and it just rocked my world. I had a bunch of complaints, and I changed the pads, and then they sat on my wall, and I pull them out occasionally because I want to remember that, like, big, somehow, like, just amazing planar sound. Fast forward, we are now here today, and I think these are still a pre-order, or at least Linsol still has them as a pre-order, with the Para. They're much, I was going to say smaller, but, all right, so here's what happened. I'm going to be super honest, 5 minutes into this video. Moondrop fucked up. Moondrop got the Venus, they sold the Venus, they did whatever they had to do with the Venus. Venus with a V, not a P. Get your head out of the gutter. Did the Venus thing. And then we're like, you know what? There's a lot of people complaining about this, and this. Let's fix that. Let's make another giant planar, another 100mm planar, and we'll make it like half the price or less. It's currently half the price. And we'll make it sound worse or something. They forgot to make it sound worse. They fucking forgot. They forgot to they half the price and fixed all the problems and then forgot to make it worse. That's what I've discovered. It's like, so let's look at the Venus. Let's go refresh the Venus. And it's, because we're going to talk about sound. Obviously, we're going to talk about sound. Check timestamps for sound. Thank you for being patrons and subscribers for sound. Sound demos in the for $5 patrons. So 3.5mm dual entry. One of my biggest issues with it, this is not the stock cable. This is my very expensive Collab Effect audio cable, which is usually for IMs, but I've adapted it for headphones. And you see you plug into these holes, and I've marked it with a marker because the L and the R's are on the inside, and it's hard to see, especially in the dark. So, and they're directly in line, like it's directly in line. So if you flipped it around, you didn't know, and then I ended up putting these pads on that sort of help because they're fatter in the back, so you sort of can't fuck it up. Unless you're an HD800 owner, and then you always put things on backwards anyway. And my other problem with this, it used like the elastic system in here, and that would get stuck. And then you could reset it, so you could pull it out, and then like this one would pull out and then get stuck, and you like wiggle it. And so this came down way too far. No matter what cable you're using, basically hit you in the shoulders, which is why I had to buy these things. Which I bought 2 of these on Amazon. And these ends are the same, but these ends are different, and it kills my soul. But so I could bring it out so it wouldn't hit me in the shoulder. So, okay, fine. Those are the basic build issues of the Venus. The Para. No longer straight down, now slightly angled forward. All right, just slightly angled. And all you needed was a slight angle forward. Boom. They're still sticking out on blocks. The blocks are clear. You'll see why in a second. But now look. A very well-made, positive clicking spring load system for a strap on top. That's nice. So we fixed the wire, basically. We'll talk about the wire. We haven't fixed the wire. The wire this is a Moondrop wire, but it's a $33 add-on, which you're going to buy because it's fucking glorious. So we fixed the angle. We fixed the headband. And I had to change the pads. I really wanted to change the pads on the Venus. I really wanted to. And then I'm like, these are the stock pads that come with the Para. 2 sets of pads. This is an under $300. It's a $300 or just under $300 headphone, by the way. And you've got a soft pad with pleather on the outside and a full pleather pad with perforations on the in and outside. And I went, you know what? I've had some good luck with pads recently. I found this pair of pads, and I'm not actually sure 100% if they're Duconi or brainwaves, but they're perforated completely around and much thicker. They're thicker. They're thick boys, which reminds me of this, which is much thicker, thick boys. And once I swapped pads on this, like permanently, I started listening, and I'm swapping amps to make sure, and it's like, wow, these are so fucking similar. And then I realized Moondrop fucked up. They didn't know how to make it sound worse. And they could have gone the SVS route. SVS made the SVS Ultras, those bookshelves that I absolutely love. And they made the Primes, which are half price, but in the same exact cabinet shape, with the same exact tweeter as the Ultra. So what they did is they took the crossover and they just, I don't know, shit on it. And the whole speaker was terrible and I hated it. So they took what there was their perfect thing and they made it half the cost and made it obviously needs to sound worse so that the bigger one, better one sells. Moondrop did not do that. Instead, they fixed problems with the original Venus, came out with the Venus version 2, aka the Para, and then forgot to make it not as good. So that's where we're sitting right now. You've got a $500 planar, which I said I would compare it to the FiiO. And the FT5, while on its own, while it was sitting on this desk before I pulled anything else out, earlier I had the FT3, the FT5, and the JT1, and I compared them, shot them off, and once I put the stock pads back on this and hooked it up to the right amplifier, it was like, oh man, this is clean and neutral, and I love it, and it's great. I would take the Para over it. And I apologize, because you're like, oh, Zeos, I bought those. I can't listen to everything at once. Imagine if everything that came to my door I listened to immediately and formed an opinion. I would have to do the review that day. Because if 3 other things showed up, I would know that that thing is a thing, and then I wouldn't give the fair shake to the thing that's on my desk. I got to give the shake, the fairest of shakes to the thing on my desk. That's number one. That's rule number 1 with Z reviews. Forget everything else exists, at least for a little while, so that the thing you're talking about can breathe. All right? No one wants to walk into a giant battle, a gang war, and be like, but I have this opinion, and it doesn't matter, everyone else's opinion. Let the man take the stage. Let the Para talk for itself. And I did. I let it speak. I was dancing in the kitchen while it was speaking at me. And then I came down and I compared it to the Venus. And then I did the whole pad swap thing. And now I'm here with this, like, conundrum to try to fucking explain. Which, by the way, I also marked this with red and blue. Because even though it is slightly angled, the R that's right there is it. And the L that's right there is it. I don't even think there's anything near the bottom. So I just, a little bit of color, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit. Link to Zeos, link to, so you can get an 8-color set of Sharpies, because they do wondrous things. You own headphones, you're allowed to draw on them. I could draw just boobs on this. In fact, I think I like the look of the back of the Para better as well. Different system here. Obviously, this is a sliding thing, which is different from this, which is just an absolutely absurdly well-attached angle. But the twist was only that much, and this twist is only that much, but it's a different stop. This has just got a rubber washer and a plate. So they actually, this is probably a more complicated mechanism, not necessarily saying it's better, just a more complicated mechanism. So the FiiO FT5s are more dampened. The biggest difference, all right, we're sound, ready? Timestamp, sound. The FiiO FT5s and a lot of the other planars in this category, I would even throw the Harmonic Dyne 200s in here. G200s? G, because they're planar, so obviously G200s. A lot of dampening in these that makes them feel less than wide open. I like wide open. These sound wide open. These sound wide open. We may even just move the Venus over, because I don't want to keep comparing the two, because there's not enough time for the spotlight for these. Let's, you know what? One more second with them. Let's look at the driver. Now, the pads swap differently on these two. Another improvement, in my opinion, if we take the pads off of this, you see there's the, what are these? Mod House? Oh, these are the Mod House pads on there. I would never find them if I was looking. We have got aluminum bars here. Behind the aluminum bars are the magnets, and then you have this channel around here that you put the pad into, so it's all part of one piece. Let's take the pad off of this. Metal plate with holes that you put the pad over, and then it just sticks to the inside magnets. However, again, it is a little bit cheaper. You see this is plastic in here, the same plastic we're using down here. Remember, I was going to point that out. And those are the raw magnetic bars. So much less safety, because this, if I grab it, it's fine. It's a metal bar over the magnet. Those are the neodymium magnets bars running across. That's actually them. If you try to grab this and you put your thumb on that and you push too hard, you will crack one of those and you will ruin your headphone. Don't do it. These are actually a safety shield. So it would technically be better if these never came off the unit, but then they would need to make the headphone thicker to accommodate for a thing like that. And so they didn't. So now you can see, here's the driver just chilling out. I can actually see some dust on there from me using it. And then you can see the driver in here just chilling out. Actually a different design. This is like a mirror. In fact, with the new camera, you could really see in there. It's a mirror, and we see some lines going across the side. This is more of a perforated thing with no lines on the inside. But either way, giant fucking planar. So let's put this protective cover back on. Be careful when you're taking this off, by the way. I've had it slip, and I don't want it to slip and go, whoop, slide. It would be bad. And that's it. Your pad is on. You just attach it. And they won't fall off by accident, I'll tell you that much. You have to yank them to get them out. Because once you find the little ridge here, little plastic ridge, it just sits inside and it's done. So changing pads is pretty easy. Just be cautious. When you take them off, you have no more protection over that. Also, try to make sure you use pads that have some sort of fabric in there. You don't want dust going in. So now it's going to take me a hottest of fucking minutes to get this back on here. Oh, wait, I'm Zeospantera. I do this for a living. Hold on. I'll do this blindfolded through the other side. Oh, I was so close. There we go. Okay, that pad's back on. Back to this, back to sound, back to Zeos has to actually talk. Putting them on. Let's rotate that. See, I could rotate it, or I could just lift up and put it there. There we go. Now I feel like I got to do this one too. Remember, being OCD does not make things sound better, usually. But in your brain, it does. Comfort. Not bad on the stock pads. I don't hate these pads. They're not a memory foam. They're just a normal... They feel like a cheap headphones pads. Fine. I can accept cheap headphone pads. Just stare out at the distance at this giant one over there. It's almost as big as the fucking monitor one. I'm surrounded by waifus, and it's not great. No, I'm just kidding. It's fucking fantastic. Here is the default wire, by the way. Let's get to this. Let's get this out of the way. The stock wire, and they talk about this on the page, is it comes with a standard 3.5 millimeter cable so that you could discard it and use one of their other cables. And I don't hate this practice. You have to give me a cable. And I wish someone like fucking Abyss would figure this out, because their cables tend to be suck. We all know Hyphaman cables are the hottest of garbage. Don't include what you consider a $300 cable and charge me for it. Do like Moondrop do. Include this kind of shitty, like $6, this should be a $5 cable. All right, it's a little right angle, 3.5, and then it's got 2-wire fabric twist up to 2 3.5s. It's enough to make the headphones go, and you can be very happy for many years with it. Then they sell for $33, and I found this one while looking. I know I was supposed to talk about sound. I'm just let my brain do its thing. Here, the Moondrop Line VW, which is a 6N single crystal copper silver plated Litz upgrade cable. $33.99, and you can get it in V or W. What's V versus W? Huh? Oh, it's more expensive for W. It's $42. Which one are you? Are you the V or the W? I can't tell the difference. Oh, wait, that one might be a twist. I think I have the cheaper cable? I don't know what the actual difference is. Oh, the W is sold out, so it doesn't matter. You're getting the V. But yeah, Moondrop makes really nice cables. And they could include it. It doesn't cost them $33. You know that. It's probably cost them $5 or $6. But they want to make their $20 profit. So it says Moondrop Co. 4.4 on this one instead of 3.5. You got a nice weave. This is all I really want out of a cable. Like I used the one, like obviously this is my collab cable, and I got this $350 cable for free. In fact, I got 2 of them. And I want you to buy them, so I make a percentage. It's my merch. You're looking at my merch. So obviously I'm going to promote my merch. But in a realistic environment where I am not Zeos, the fucking reviewer, and I don't have collabs, $33 for a fucking balanced cable with silver lits and ending in the nice things and aluminum, that's perfect. I'm fucking sold. Sell it to me. Give this to me. I want it. So now let's plug into... Are we going tube? No, tubes never really dance properly. We'll go into the Atom tube because this is an affordable amplifier. These are highly affordable headphones, even on an affordable Litz cable. So now, finally, Zeos, play some fucking music so you could discuss sound quality. It's starting real quiet. Oh. Am I going to put on high gain? These are 100 decibels of sensitivity, by the way. They're like 18 ohms at 100 dB of sensitivity. So they are not tungsten. Orbital did the soundtrack for Event Horizon, by the way. If you haven't seen the horror movie, Event Horizon, and I'll throw this random review in there, and I couldn't agree more with some of the reviews I read online. I know I'm supposed to be talking about sound quality. Let me fucking absorb it. Event Horizon is one of the only horror movies where every person in the movie is competent at their jobs and a real human being. Usually it's like, I'm a scared teenager. I don't know what to do. Let's fuck in a car. And then you die. Or it's like for Prometheus and they're the worst people at their jobs. Like, why of the 6 people that you need for this intergalactic mission to discover the origins of humanity are the worst people hired for this job? Fucking Event Horizon, you get Sam Neill, you get Lawrence Fishburne, you get that British dude who's a doctor and you believe it. And they're just very calm and very understanding. And then this weird shit starts happening and you see real people break apart from traumatic experiences. And that's what makes that movie horrifying. It's just not like, oh, this guy's stupid, he's going to die. No one's stupid. And they're all going to die. Anyway, back to music. Now that I've changed the pads, we've added soundstage. Because that was the reason I changed the pads on the Venus. Was the soundstage wasn't wide enough. I like a good, thick, wide soundstage. This is skinny because skinny headphones. But I like a fucking thick, soundstage. And these didn't quite have it with the stock pads. These were my preference. And then I went to these, and I went like, ooh, I kind of like what this is doing with the Oh, I forgot to mute my phone. Pasta BB. Hold on. I got to mute my phone as much as I want her to me. I got at least a half an hour in here. Give me a sec, baby. Give me a sec. As much as I wanted to use the stock pads, because obviously it's better for me if I don't have to tell you to buy something else. Because then you're like, I could get this headphones Zeo's recommended, but he doesn't like the pads. I like the pads well enough. If you get this headphone and you use these stock pads, you will enjoy it. You could use a stock wire and the stock pads and be fine. Especially for the fucking price. But you're going to want this soundstage. You're going to want to open it up. I'm listening, like right now I'm wearing these headphones. I don't even hear them. I don't hear any. It's like I'm wearing the world's best active noise canceling headphones and the open microphones are reproducing the real world sound. Only the real world sound is just coming in. Like I can make the smallest little sounds and it doesn't block anything. So super fucking open sounding. And then you put on music, which is I think what most people are going to do, or gaming. Please game in these. Fucking please game in these. Music or gaming in these. And then you get this like impactful. You know what? Go watch my review of the Venus. I'm going to repeat all the things I said about Venus to the Para. They sound the same. There might be some slight measurable differences. But they've got the same timbre. They sound like they've been tuned to do the same frequency response. Obviously different drivers. I might be pushing my luck on this one, but I might like the Paras better than the Venus. Granted, I do have weird pads in the Venus, and I don't want to swap them back and forth with the metal ring. But there's something about the Para that just exudes clarity more. Like, I don't think, like, this one doesn't have more bass than this one. This one doesn't have more soundstage than this one. There's just something in the upper mid-range, and I know I'm getting all technical and shit with mid-ranges and stuff. There's something in there that just, the sparkle is slightly brighter in this headphone. I don't mean like, oh, the treble's bright. He said his treble's bright. That's what he said. He said brighter. He said the word brighter. No, read between the lines. There's something about the way it's producing the sound that's more pleasing to my ear than it normally would be. God, they're both great fucking headphones. It could also be the back panel, because this definitely has more openings for air than that. So that could be how they tuned it. By the way, this is also a separate piece of cheese grater, and this is built into the thing. They did a marvelous job. If this was a Chinese copy, if they weren't both Chinese, and they weren't the same company and legal and legit, I would say that this is a Chinese copy of this, and they've improved it, if not surpassed it. And it's half the price. It's dumb. This is dumb. The Para are dumb. I didn't remember how dumb. I put them on the table there. I listened to them for like maybe a couple hours after the burn-in process, and I went, oh shit, I gotta do these. That was 6 weeks ago, and I put out a video review every other day or every third day now for 2 months, and I haven't missed one, and I haven't picked these headphones up once. So that just goes to show you how much fucking work I've got to do. I gotta review you, I gotta review you, I gotta review you, I gotta review you, and then I did you, and then I got those I did, and that I gotta, oh my god. There needs to be more Zeos. There needs to be more channels that I could put out 6 videos a day on 6 different channels so the algorithm doesn't yell at me. These headphones are phenomenal. Like real deal. You know what? Was Moondrop? Fucking Moondrop was at Can Jam, and I don't think they had the Para there. Did they have the Para there? Were they showing off only? I know I'm gonna eat my words if I say it's wrong, but I think I would have sat down and honestly listened to the Paras at New York Can Jam if I saw them there, because they're dumb for the price. Even if they go back up to 300, that's the price of the FT3. Not even the 5. These are 450. These compete more with this. This is on sale right now for $550. So it's $100 difference. I was calling the Venus better than these in the previous review. Well, the Venus has more of this and more of that. But then I step in, and this is the first time I'm doing the actual A-B between the... And they're so fucking similar. It had to be a fuck up. We fixed a bunch of shit, and maybe it was 2 different teams. Maybe Team Venus was like, yeah, here's their designs. Make it worse and cheaper. There you go. And Team Para was just like, why would we make it worse? Just make it the same or better, and then make everything else better, and also make it cheaper. So, I mean, Christmas is not for a couple more months. Put this on your Christmas wish list. Hopefully they keep making it. It is newer than the Venus. I feel like if they were going to retire one, they should probably retire the Venus, or Venus 2 would have to be a significant jump. Like all the things they fixed on this, fix on this again, but improve it. Instead of these being plastic, make them metal. Make the pads like the correct pads for the first time, Moondrop. For the fucking first time, Moondrop. Give you the Effect Audio Cadmus 8W Purple Asylum cable from Z Reviews in the box. Moondrop, if you're interested in a collab, I will absolutely jump in bed with you guys. You make amazing stuff. Yes. These are a straight yes. And you know what? I don't have to worry. A lot of times though I sit here and I'm talking about a headphone, I have to really think, how do I say a thing so that the people who would really use and enjoy this headphone get it and enjoy it? And if someone buys it and they weren't really the target audience, like FT5 or they're not the target audience. They bought it. They didn't like it. They're going to come back to my video, tell me I'm a fucking stupid piece of shit. I don't have to worry with the Para, because you're going to get it and you're going to use it. And no matter who you are or what genre you like, you're going to fucking love it. Even on the stock pads, even with the stock wire, you're going to love this headphone. So I don't have to worry about it. I'm super chill now. Super goddamn. Just whatever. Yeah, it's fine. You'll love it. Now, my collab eventually will come out and be a little bit cheaper than this, just a sliver cheaper than this. And I don't think as many people are going to just straight up get it and love it. So I'm going to explain the fuck out of how the Eris sounds and give instructions and stuff. But it does magical things that no other headphone does. Again, we'll get to it. But these for like a default choice, get them. Just reach out and touch them. What am I looking at? Ms. Moondrop VW line. Yeah, the Venus are currently $540 on sale. Is a big Linsole spring sale. So they're normally $6, and these are normally $3, and they're down to $269.10. $269.10 for what you get out of these destroys my brain because there's been so many. And I brought this up, Leslie. There's so fucking many planars out there. There's an SJY that's sort of hiding because it looks the same as the other ones. What are we got? Again, the harmonic dime, but those are like $700. What are we competing with planar? I'm trying to look. Can you guys see? By Audio Wraith. Those were interesting. I don't think they compete. Those Wraiths and these came out at the same time, and the Venus sort of crushed the Wraith. Wraith had its spot, but the Venus crushed it. So now this is the Venus. Half the price. So we just eliminate everything else. It's on the fucking wall. Everything else is the Sendy, the Sendy Ivas. Just fuck throw those away. Yeah, no. These upset me a little bit. Because it's going to be hard to do anything that's like a $500-$600 planar. That's why I had to do the FiiOs first. Back in my mind, I kind of knew, shit, don't do the para first, because then you're just going to shit on the FiiO. But at the same time, I should have just done them in the same review, and I would have been like, they're fine. I love what FiiO's done. They're too heavy. They use the elastic thing, which I don't like. The pads could be better, but I'm not going to freak out about it. The wire's fantastic. FiiO's fine. The FiiO FT5s are fine. These are the deal of the fucking... I don't want to say century, because I don't know what's going to happen in 100 years. I don't want to say decade, because I've been doing this for a decade and I know that shit changes all the time. Let's say these are the deal of the season. Boom. Spring, summer 2024, Moondrop fucking Power win. Unless my fucking collab comes out, and then that'll be like its twin brother. And then we could have winners together. Anyway, wallpaper in the wallpaper horde. Giant waifu in the background. I don't know what to do with her. She's 21 inches tall. I didn't know what quarter scale standing 6-foot women look like. I love the fucking box art, too. That was another thing. I couldn't wait to get this review done because I'm going to slide this bitch out. There's no case or anything it comes with. It just comes with the box, a postcard, which I should be the one that sends out these postcards, but I'm going to keep that too. And then what is this? It says, earphone wear illustrations. You got a little tiny version of it to keep in your wallet, and then you get the postcard and you get the big one. I'm going to take the big one, fold it flat, stick it on my thing with all the other anime bullshit. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Moondrop, please reach out, touch me, because God almighty, you need some guidance, and I want to help. I don't know what I'm going to guide you to, but I'll be on that fucking train while we're going down the road. So Wallpaper Horde, Patreon, subscribe to support this channel. See reviews early, participate in yard sales. You're going to get to ask me questions in a monthly stream post or video post, private video post. That's a new thing. And then get to the sound demos, previous and new. I think I may have sound demoed these. I kind of wish I did it with those pads, but it doesn't matter. You're going to hear the paras and you're like, oh, fuck. In fact, that might be the last time I listened to them was when I sound demoed them back in January. And it is March. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And then $10 a month puts you in the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where you get to ask me questions directly. You know when my products get delivered. You know what products I'm looking forward to. I literally banter and rant and show you the shit that I'm doing every day. If you're interested in that, that's the $10 chat. You also, once you're in that, you get into a lifetime swap meet channel where you get to buy, sell, and trade gear with no expiry date. I guess if you expire, you're not in the chat anymore. But let's not think about that. Let's think happy, happy melodrama thoughts. Anyway, I'm done. You're done. We're done. I'm going to clean up now, and I'm going to put this back on the DAP that I was using and enjoy it some more. So, peace, everyone.